Hello everyone, I'm your host Haroon Zuberi, and in this video we are going to discuss that which MacBook Pro fits for you. Right now you can say we have three options: MacBook Air, MacBook Pro 13-inch and MacBook Pro 14 and 16-inch. There are actually four options. So we will see with the price and the performance comparison that which MacBook suits you the most. So let's get started. If you go with the MacBook Air has the M1 chip in it with the 8-core CPU and the 8-core GPU. So MacBook Air is good for the persons who are working with the offices or need to do just some technical or some small stuff related to technical stuff related to like graphic designing or the stuff. Its MacBook Air is designed for the office purposes that you can use like MS Office or some office related stuff like Microsoft Project or management related stuff. So MacBook Air for those. MacBook Air is for those. So you can see with Apple M1 chip, 8-core GPU, 16 up to 16 GB of unified memory, 2 TB Retina display. Let's see what we got here. Let's open the new tab. If you see, we have two colors, silver, gray. They are also providing two different variations in that is starting with 999 and 1249. You can see if I go with this one, let's see what I got. They are providing me the 8 GB with the base model, but I can extend up to 16, 1 TB of SSD, 512 GB with the base model, but I can extend up to 2 TB. We have got up to 8 GB and 512 GB in the base model, but we can extend up to 2 TB. So guys, if you see MacBook Air can extend up to $2049. That is the base price of the, you can say, 14-inch MacBook Pro. So we do not need to purchase such thing. Like if you want to extend a fully loaded MacBook Air, then you should go for the MacBook Pro 14-inch. But let's see what we got in the MacBook Pro 13-inch. Let's open it up with the new tab. MacBook Pro 13-inch has also two variations, that is starting from 1299 and 1249. Just to remember you guys, MacBook Pro 13-inch has touch bar in it, but MacBook Pro 14-inch and 16-inch does not have any touch bar. So if you have any interest or you are used to the touch bar before that, the MacBook Pro 13 is the choice for you. So let's see what we have got here. It has M1 chip in it, 8-core CPU and 8-core GPU. So let's see what we can do about it. Let's try the base model, which is 1299. Here we have 8 GB of unified memory, 16 GB of that can be extended to up to 16 GB of unified memory, 256 GB of base SSD, but we can extend up to 2 TB SSD. That is, you can say, 2299. That is really close to 14-inch, and you can say 16-inch MacBook Pro. Now let's open it up from here. You can see if I go to 14-inch, you can see that it has M1 Pro chip that is really faster. I already have recorded a video in which the M1 Pro is, you can say, 70% faster than the M1 chip, and in the GPU perspective it is 2x faster than the M1 chip. So it is really great. If you want a fully loaded MacBook Air or MacBook Pro 13-inch, then you should definitely go with the 14-inch MacBook Pro. You can see it is starting from 1999, but it also have a variation that is saying 2499. So guys, so it is very good for the persons who are doing some graphics and technical stuff, such as programmers, developers, graphic designers, or have some work with the Maya or graphic or the 3D modeling stuff. This is really great for you because it has 8-core CPU and 10-core CPU, but also it can also have 16-core GPU as well. That is really great in the ML machine learning and graphic related stuff. Let's try to extend the base model, that is starting from 1999. Let's try to extend, you can say it is basically providing with the 8-core CPU, but we can extend it up to 10-core CPU, but with the 14-core GPU and the 16-core neural engine. But you can say it can also be extended up to 16-core GPU and 16-core neural engine. And you can say M1, it can also be extended to M1 Max with the 24 core, and you can see the difference between the cores 14, 14, 16. and now M1 Max with 24 cores and the M1 Max with the 32 cores. So you can see M1 Max, if you need to extend to M1 Max, then it is up to 700. It is increasing 700 in price. That is really amazing price. So if you are with that, you must definitely go with the MacBook Pro 16-inch. It extended up to 32 GB of unified memory and 64 GB of unified memory. So you can go with that as well. But you can see the price is now matching to the base model of the MacBook Pro 16-inch, that is the with the Mac M1 Max. You can see 3199. That is easily accessible with the MacBook Pro 16-inch, but you can, if you go with the fully loaded MacBook Pro 14-inch, then you will have to pay the price. MacBook Pro 14-inch with the, if you can see, if I extend it up to 8 TB, that is 589, and it's really amazing and really hard to know price. So it's 96-watt USB-C power cable. If you can see, for better performance and better battery life, it's also supporting fast battery charger and fast battery life. According to Apple, it is claiming to 17 hours of battery life. It's with the 14-inch MacBook Pro, but with the 16-inch MacBook Pro, it is claiming to have a 21 hours of battery life. But you can see, guys, if you are a graphic designer or a programmer and you don't have interest in bigger display, then you can definitely go with the 14-inch display. If you want a bigger display or want a fully loaded MacBook Pro 14-inch, then you should definitely go with the MacBook Pro 16-inch. Now let's try the other variation of the MacBook Pro 14-inch, that is here. Before that we tried this one. Now let's try this one, that is also with the M1 Pro chip. It has 10 core CPU, 16 core GPU, 16 GB of unified memory and 1 TB of SSD. Now let's see what we got here. You can see it has 16 core GPU with the 16 core neural engine and the 10 core CPU. If I go to extend it to the M1 Max chip with the 10 core CPU, 24 core GPU and 16 core neural engine, it costs me 200. Also, if I go with the M1 Max with 32 core GPU, then it's gonna cost me another 200. It means it cost me around 400 extra. And now we have a memory options that is costing me a lot here, and 1 TB SSD. And if I go with the base model, then it costs me, you can say, if I go with the base model, let me reset the settings. 16 GB, 1 TB, 2499. But now if I go to fully loaded or just extend to a standard, you can say 2 TB and 32 GB and M1 Max small processor, and it cost me 3499. That is really equivalent to the MacBook Pro 16-inch base model. You can see it is providing the base model with the M1 Max that is starting with the 3499. So guys, if you want a better processing and better space, then you should definitely go with the 16-inch MacBook Pro. Some guys like me have a display problem, like I always want a bigger display, so 16-inch MacBook Pro is always my choice. So let's start with the 16-inch. 16-inch MacBook Pro has a 10 core GPU and 10 core CPU, 16 GB memory and 512 GB SSD in a base model. So it has started with 2499. So if you want a bigger display and want to do some technical stuff such as development, programming, graphic designing or any other stuff related to that, or want a higher performance, then you should definitely go with the 16-inch. I always recommend that. Okay, so let's try to extend it and see what we got here. 10 core CPU and 16 core GPU, M1 Max with a 10 core CPU and 24 core GPU. It has 200 extra. If I go to 32 cores, then it would cost me 200 extra more. 32 GB, 64 GB, and you can say it cost me a lot now. I started with 2499, I think, and now it is 2899. Okay, let me go back and see. Yeah, 1600 and 2499, but now it's costing me a lot. So if I go with this price, now let me try to see the other variation. Here you can see 2699. It has 16 core neural engine, 16-inch liquid retina display, 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports. As I already told you, the MacBook Pro 16 inch has 2 ports back, that is SSD and the HDMI. Before that we have 4 ports, and it has also 4 ports now. Now let's see, the MagSafe charger also back. That is really amazing. I really missed that with the 2019 model that I have right now. So let's try to extend it. Here we have now, if you can see, it has MacBook Pro with 10 core CPU and 16 core GPU, 16 core neural engine. Now if you want to extend it, you can have M1 Max. If you want a really higher performance like such as graphics, or you have worked with the 3D modeling, then you should definitely go with the M1 Max. But for the base use, I think M1 Pro with the 10 core CPU is really fast and amazing for you. So let's try to extend it and see how much we got. 64 GB, and let's try to extend it up to 8 TB, and it's 6099. Oh man, it's really a huge price. The MacBook Pro right now is the most expensive and the most high performance laptop in the world. Let's see what we got in the most advanced model, that is 10 core CPU, 32 core GPU. 32 core GPU is really amazing. 32 core means that if you want to learn an ML model or a 3D model, or want to render a 3D model or render a video, it will done it in seconds. So 32 GB of unified memory, that is starting, it can extend up to 64 GB, and 1 TB SSD storage that can be extended to 8 TB. So let's see what we got here. Okay, 32 GB of unified memory, it can be extended to 64, but it is not giving us any option to change our processor that is already 32 cores, I think. Okay, now let's try to extend our memory, that is 6099. I think guys, if you want higher performance or a fully loaded machine, then this is a fit for you. Okay guys, in this video we have discussed all the prices and the need for the person, what MacBook is fit for you, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro 13 inch or 14 or 16 inch. Also we have seen about the processors, that M1 chip. M1 chip is the base model that Apple launched in 2020 with the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro 13 inch, but now it has 2 new chips, that is M1 Pro and M1 Max, that is now embedded in the 14 inch and 16 inch of MacBook Pro. Also it has a really amazing performance with these 2 new chips. Apple said that M1 Pro chip is 2x faster in the performance with the M1 chip, and M1 Max chip is the 4x faster GPU performance with the M1 chip. Also the both chips are providing 70% faster performance than the M1 chip, and they are also 70% less energy consuming. So it is really amazing. If you want to go with the MacBook Pro 14 inch, then I will definitely recommend it, but it's really expensive. Also Apple have some new features in that, you can say the notches here, but some ports are back and some other stuff that I already have discussed in the other video. You can have a look at what's new in the MacBook Pro 14 inch and 16 inch. But now that's all for the video guys. You can choose the best MacBook Pro with this video. I hope this video helped you a lot. See you next time guys. Till then, bye bye.